The sound of the final buzzer means it's hangover time. So grab a drink and join your host, Alphonse Sidney, for a Miami Heat Beat post-game show.
No immediate fist bumps. Let's just breathe it in. You feel the vibe? You feel the vibes? All right, you feel that? Lowry. That's Jimmy. That's Bam. That's Tyler. All being available for the same game. All right. The starting lineup that we looked at this offseason, we said, that fits. That fits. Because fit is important. I don't know how many times I can reiterate this shit because I see a lot of weird ass trades on the timeline and everyone keeps forgetting about motherfucking fit, spacing, all that shit. I said it today that, you know, I feel like the timeline thinks spacing's for liberals. Come on, man. Like spacing, it is 2022. It's the NBA. Fit matters. Spacing matters. And we saw it tonight. We saw our lineup. We saw our starting lineup. We saw Lowry, Duncan, Jimmy, Bam, PJ. We saw the bench. We saw Herro, Deadman come in. We haven't even seen Keith yet in a while. We don't even know what Debo is going to do. We saw our team, and it was so beautiful. Everybody was out there just doing what they were supposed to fucking do. Nobody was like, hey, Max, play 40 minutes. Nobody told Max to play 40 minutes. Nobody said, Gabe, save us. Nobody said, Caleb, we need energy and athleticism. All right, and we know you were damn near out the league a year ago, but we need you to save our asses. No, none of that shit happened tonight because we finally had our guys. And you know what happened? Heat win! Heat win! God damn it, I am Alphonse City, a.k.a. Alf954. Welcome into the Miami Heat Beat post-game show Hangover Time. I know it was a sorry-ass Spurs. I know they didn't have the Jonte Murray and Lake Jacob Turtle and all these. I know that shit. I don't care. Because every time they got up 13, I wasn't scared for my life when it dropped to 6. I was out here chilling. Like I was at a fucking resort. Like I was at a spa. I had my drink in my hand. I was leaning back on my fucking couch. My dog was next to me. She's talking shit. I'm talking shit. We're having a good time. Not even worried. It dropped down to 6. I'm like, we all right. We straight. Kyle Lowry's here. Jimmy's here. Bam ain't gonna let this shit slide. Duncan out here having a great game. Only scoring 17 points. Nothing crazy. Getting in where he fits it. It was beautiful. Take me out, Brass. Oh my God. Listen. I've been enjoying this season. I love this team. I love all these Yurts and Games and Kyle guys and Chris Silva sometimes. I love it. I love it. I'm enjoying it. But it was nice. It was just nice tonight. Now, I know like Saturday, half these motherfuckers are going to be injured. Big toe soreness all just spread all over the fucking plane. There was a big toe soreness plague all over the plane. But it was just nice to see our guys. It was nice to have an eat. Did y'all have a good night?
I had a great
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hell yeah.
easy going. Brass, this is the first time in a while. Brass even coming to the motherfucker stressed.
Right.
No, I'm
Brass wasn't stressed.
I feel great, man. This is
Brass,
what I've been expecting all year.
What's the order? What are we doing?
Yeah, Brass, what kind of clips y'all got? I'm having a good time. It's just beautiful. I am Alphonse Sidney, a.k.a. Alf954. Welcome to Miami Heat Beat post-game show, Hangover Time. If you're watching live on Twitch, we love you. Thank you so much. You guys know the drill. You know the vibes. The chat be lit. Hit us with subscriptions. Every time the Heat win, you guys come through. Sometimes even when the Heat lose, you guys come through, and we love you for it. If you're watching the replay on YouTube, we love you too. But hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and if you ever get the chance to hit up twitch.tv/Miami Heat Beat after a game, do so because it is a way better, way more fun experience. Go ahead, Brass. Let's find out what everyone's drinking. And I'm going to be honest, I haven't been drinking a lot lately on the show. Saturday, that was a long time ago. But outside of like drip drop nights, I said tonight I'm going to have a few drinks. have a little Tito's and Sprite. My player of the game, I'm gonna get it before Kenny go ahead and steal my shit. Duncan motherfucking Robinson, because you played like trash. And this is the thing. I don't be talking about Duncan's entire career, trade him, all that shit off of a few games. But I will say when he played like trash, he's been garbage. You played like trash and you came out tonight 3 for 5 in the first quarter, never really let up. Defense was good. I mean, the off-ball defense was really good. The on-ball defense was good. The passing was great. Just finding Bam after it. This is my favorite thing is instead of taking that dribble handoff and shooting no matter what, looking for Bam on that roll and Bam looking back, finding Bam and getting Bam some easy scores. Like that DHO doesn't just have to be about Duncan. It can be about Bam too. And tonight we saw it because Bam was aggressive and Duncan found him. It was one of the best games I've seen all season from Duncan Robinson. Bon, what are you drinking and who was your player of the game?
So I got a lot of wellness happening over here. I got like 4. I got some water, some coconut water, body armor, and some pomegranate juice. But my player of the game is
you got COVID? Because you do a lot of hydrating.
I am. No, my player of the game, I'm going to go with. I got 2 people I really want to go to, but I think I'm going to give it to Kyle. Right. Coming back after having been gone, what was it, like 8 games, and being the point guard that this team has needed them to be, finding guys, directing traffic, forcing Bam to be aggressive. Bam had a great night, but it's because Kyle fed him the very first 3 possessions, like getting him going. Jimmy started slow. He wasn't finishing well, but it still looked good. And then like the league shrunk, and then the bench came in and did give you that spark, doing the things that the guys are supposed to do. Like you said, not asking Max and Gabe to come, play Saberho. And they were able to grow the league a bit. And then the second half, starters came out. It was really good. And Kyle did a lot tonight, and some stuff that I'll look at later. Runner up to Bam, but that's all I'm gonna say to him. Somebody else can take Bam if they want.
Yeah, Kyle had 1 shot tonight, and I feel like he dictated the entire. Every time he was in there, he was dictating what was fucking happening.
Directed, redirected, vetoed.
It's one of the things, and let's give a shout out to Gianni. He told us before the season, don't worry about Kyle scoring, and because I get, but because of how we were used to Goran, like no, we need that scoring, but. He does so many other things. He orchestrates so many things. Like, I didn't feel bad about half-court offense tonight. I don't know about y'all.
It's when you do feel bad about the half-court offense that you ask for him to score, and I think that's fair. Like, when the shit's not happening, when the other pieces aren't doing the things and they need him to score, it's fair to ask him to go do that, and he has gotten better, like, throughout the season in picking those spots.
And he has, but what I will say is there is a thing from what Gianni was saying that don't worry so much about his scoring. It doesn't necessarily lead to wins or losses. Not every single time. There's a lot of times where he doesn't have to score and he's dictating the entire game. Brass, what are you drinking? Who was your player of the game?
So I did something a little different for my drink tonight. I looked up since Kyle Lowry came back. We knew he was coming back. I looked up to see if there's a drink called a Lowry or something. And what I found was there's a drink called a Malcolm Lowry, which is tequila, white overproof rum, triple sec, lime juice, and sugar syrup. So what I did is I changed that up a little bit. I tweaked it. So instead of the sugar syrup, instead of the white overproof, I used some Bacardi because Miami, and I used instead of sugar syrup, I used some maple syrup for his days in Toronto, and for a garnish, I put a couple limes because shout out to his buns.
I like the way you put the limes together.
Yeah, that sounds like it tastes really, really good.
It's really good. It's really
the way
really
you
good.
just drink that needed a phrasing, by the way.
Right. Get your nose up in it. So my player of the game.
Everybody horny.
I'll go with Tyler tonight, man. Tyler was absolutely killing it tonight.
24 points, 11 for 20, with 0 for 5 from 3. Didn't let that stop him.
That was my favorite part.
Just kept getting to the rim.
He still did it last year. I don't think that would have happened. I think if he were cold from 3, I don't think he would have been trying to to get up there and score in the paint.
He's
and
not
doing some
afraid
stuff
of
he's doing.
contact.
No, he's not. So yeah, I mean, between Duncan and Tyler tonight, man, that's some entertainment crackers.
Brass did it, not us.
Brass can say it.
Brass can say that.
I can say it. I can say it.
Yo, one of my favorite things on the timeline. Shout out to Chris Joseph @ Chris Joseph on the timeline. I always post "These white men are dangerous," the GIF, but he always posts this is picture from Publix in the wine aisle. It just says "exciting whites."
Exciting whites.
It's the best. It's almost as good as entertainment crackers. I just say it.
Crackers was great. That was great.
We lost like 10 viewers over that.
Oh, whatever.
They were all there for January 6th.
Talk. They'll come back.
Kenny.
I'm sorry. Sorry, YouTube chat. Jesus.
What are you drinking tonight? And who is your player of the game?
All right, so I got the vodka lemonade again from the baby bottle. But the good thing about the baby bottle is it's already halfway done.
Let me tell you something. No, I want to explain something to you, Kenny. You're not drinking. Whatever you're doing isn't called drinking.
You got to give me the excuse though. It's Thursday. I'll get real drunk tomorrow.
It's a baby bottle and it's already half gone.
Yeah.
Like, how do you still have that? I drink that on the way home from the liquor store.
That is a problem.
Yeah, that's like hold on just a second. And then you're done. And then you finish your thought.
I just bought a handle of Tito's and I was like, I'm not going to drink too much tonight. That shit's a quarter of the way empty already.
You do with that what you do with Listerine.
I brushed my teeth with that shit. Kenny, man up. Damn.
No.
All right, but my player
for better internet and they can't afford the liquor now. So.
Shout out to Katiana. I am frugal. I'm financially responsible. I'm all the good things you want to say about it. But my player of the game, I wanted to go Deadman because we never go him for some reason. Friends of the show. Shout out to Delroy Lindo Face. But I am gonna go with Bam because we just can't leave him uncredited. Again with the aggression, it was there again tonight, and it was in the way he should be aggressive in his spots, going towards the basket, getting his job done, playmaking when he needs to, all that good stuff. And I say all that to say this also. Derek White got to get bangs or some shit. I don't know what's going on, but he got to figure that shit out. Take me out, Bryce.
Listen, first of all, your forehead shouldn't have that 90-degree angle to it. First of all, and then you don't highlight the 90-degree angle with a white headband. Like
the headband, like the headband being on your scalp defeats the purpose.
Bro, like you gotta have better friends. Like whoever Derek White associates himself with lets him run out on the court night after night with the sloping forehead. You know what I mean? Like, like a career criminal. Like if we were going back in the day. Like he has a forehead of a Neanderthal, and someone said, "Hey, bro, I'm gonna cut off my t-shirt sleeve. Put that shit right over there. Nobody will see it." And then you got baby hair coming out. Come on, man.
It's a lot going on, man.
I don't know, man. Like you got to have better friends. Hey, listen, like Sir John Carn says. Hey, listen, Derek White. But you did bring up Dwayne Dedmon. We'll get to him in a minute. Shout out to the mechanic. The shit is taken over. Go to shop.miamiheatbeat.com. Get your mechanic shirt. Everybody calling him mechanic. We had a fan, Jay Jock. Shout out to Jay Jock. He's probably not watching because he was at the arena tonight. Met up with Jax, was wearing the mechanic shirt. Jax said, "I love that shit." So listen, the mechanic shit, it's canon by now. All right.
And this happened tonight. You read.
Dwayne Dedmon going to get called for the foul. That's number 4 on the mechanic.
Lego.
So then, did you also hear when so after he made the 3 and he did this, and they were like, "What is he calling? What?"
Oh wait, you mean the what we put on the shirt? Brad, bring it in on that real quick. Yeah, yeah.
Come
on.
You
thought we was out here playing? You thought we did that shit for no reason? He calling AAA right now. What y'all got on these streets? My shop empty. But yeah, we'll get to Dwayne Dedmon in a minute because once again, like best backup 5 in the league, and we'll talk about some of the things he's done. But what I want to get to, Bam, Second night in a row, and yes, they didn't have Jacob Pirtle. They had some guy who was out there just looking like an overgrown frat boy. They had what's his name? I can't remember his name right now. You know,
Nate from Euphoria.
Not Nate from you, the black dude. What's his face? Let me look. Oh, Thad Young.
Oh.
Thad Young, who people wanted to trade for in the offseason, just looking like inept against Bam. Mm-hmm. But Bond, it's not about who he was facing. It's about the fact that he saw who he was facing and got aggressive as shit. And that's 2 nights in a row. Is this something that we're like, oh shit, he can build upon that? And this is with Jimmy in the lineup, with Kyle in the lineup. Like, he's being aggressive. This 2 nights in a row. Is this something we can count on going forward, do you think?
Well, I hope so. Then this is the stuff these are the types of things that I know myself personally been asking for, right? Like it didn't look like he was forcing anything. It didn't feel like he was trying too hard in ways that, you know, caused him to over dribble or bounce the shit off his foot or mishandle the ball. He felt
one turnover tonight, by the way. I'm sorry to interrupt. One turnover.
That's what I'm saying. He was secure with the ball and was comfortable and was in and being functional and aggressive in all of the spots and all of the different types of ways that you want him to be. It needs to be something they can build on. You talked about him and Jimmy, him and Kyle, and the fact that he was continuing to be aggressive in those lineups. In the very beginning, it was a little like he got off to his 6-0 run. And then the rest of the offense kind of struggled to get a footing a bit. And then it kind of settled in. So there are still places where it, maybe needs to be wrinkled out a bit, but this needs to be something that they can go on because it allows them to do things like play him and Deadman, which they did a lot later. And so it's just, it is one of the biggest pieces that is going to, if not the biggest piece that's going to determine how far this team can go is how willing he is to look like this, on a more frequent, more forceful, more consistent basis.
Bond, before I leave you for a second, I thought tonight the Bam, and the last 2 nights actually, the Bam Deadman minutes, I didn't hate them because they waited till PJ and Jimmy were out of the game, right? So now you have 3 certified shooters. We're not talking about PJ, who is the best 3-point shooter in the league, but he has his spot. Yep. We're talking about 3 guys that can shoot from anywhere on the floor, whether it be Duncan, Strus, Gabe, Kyle. They had multiple Tyler. They had multiple guys who could shoot from anywhere, and then they put in the Dwayne and the Bam lineups. I liked it actually, and
that's how it's going to have to function. If it is that it does, it's going to have to be with the rest of them being able to space, and the 2 of them being far enough spaced apart. I got a little bit of that a bit later when we get to my part. But yeah, like that is something else that they can build on. But that is made possible by Bam continuing to want to look effective down there in those moments when he has it.
Tiff, who can't come on the show tonight, wish you could, says Thad looking like Morgan Freeman in Glory. Goddamn, Tiff.
Yeah, man. People want that on the Heat, but he's a professional athlete with no muscle definition. He ain't trying to hoop for real. We good. But I do want to add to the point about Bam also. The playmaking with Kyle being back. So playmaking isn't necessarily because sometimes we, including myself, I'm not exempt from this. Sometimes we view playmaking as breaking the defense down and getting the assist. It's not necessarily all it is. Sometimes it's about getting your guys in the right position where they're the most comfortable to score. And so some of that is Kyle being back also. I just wanted to add that. Not to give Kyle credit because Bam has to finish those plays. He has to know he has to finish them. And he was. But that was also a factor too.
But Brass, you saw tonight, finally we get that starting lineup back together. And you still see it's not without clunkiness, right? Right. It ain't perfect. It's still, like it was 21-19 after the first. I mean, before they started substituting, they were down like 5 to a really hapless San Antonio team. But what I would say is, they weren't scoring, but they weren't really allowing San Antonio to score either. But you see the vision and what it could be, and I'm just excited for them to continue to play together.
Unquestionably. If they had lost tonight, that would have been 4 straight. The timeline would have been brutal.
Oh my God.
That would have been awful. But they
Kyle
did. But
Twitter.
had they lost tonight, what would we have been saying? We would have said, like, well, it's going to take a little time for it to click and everything, da-da-da-da-da. And as clunky as it did look at moments, and it definitely did, they still ended up winning by almost 20 points. And again, I don't care how bad the Spurs are. You know, look at this. This craziest fucking stat that Eric said on the show tonight was that this was, I think, the first back-to-back win that we've had in San Antonio, like the last ever, like in franchise history.
Wow.
So, you know, and the Spurs have been up and down, you know, other seasons. I mean, this might be down a little lower than some others, but it doesn't really matter. It's still a road game. Listen, they're playing in a rough climate right now in fucking Texas.
I mean, Ted Cruz probably left.
Exactly. So, I mean, it's gonna. What you saw tonight is only going to get better. So I feel good
as they play more minutes together. And you know what? I think we're going to go out of order a little bit, Brass, if that's okay with you. I'd like to go to Bond's breakdown next because there's a lot of things that we're talking about that I believe that she's going to hit on. Some of the Kyle stuff, the Bam stuff, the Deadman stuff. So let's go to Bond's breakdown next.
Oh, hold up. Let me break it down so it can forever and consistently be broke.
Listen, Cruz been out of there. He probably got out of there last week.
Yeah, right. You're probably right.
Jason Capono showed up, but Cruz had to go.
All right. So the first one, before we get going, I think this is all offense. This might be my first time having an all offense package in a while. The very first situation. One, you're right. The very first one is kind of one that I picked by mistake, but it works because I want to give him some love. This is just Tyler on the breakaway. Go ahead, Brass. You know, I understand Jimmy's importance. I understand, you know, what Jimmy is supposed to be as kind of the figurehead of this team. I personally, as Miami got to pick, I would have liked to have seen Tyler in the All-Star game. I think he'd just be more fun to watch in the All-Star game too. And you know, I think he's responsible for a lot of them, you know, kind of just even being able to stay afloat when they were winning, when everyone was healthy. This recent stretch didn't help them, but well, you can go to the next one. I just wanted to throw that in there since I accidentally picked the wrong play. So pause here. Though. So this is our 6th point, right? The very first 2 points were Bam baskets, and they were from feeds from Kyle. So at this point, this is the 3rd one. They're in transition. Bam is ahead of the play. You have Kyle over here by the AT&T. This is a great look into that pocket of space. So go ahead. He makes his pass. Pause. So then Bam catches it, feels himself, like absorbs the contact, is light of foot, gets around to the other side of the rim, and go ahead. This is just kind of encompassing all the things that you want from him. He's strong, nimble, agile, and finishing, and doing so in a way that he felt comfortable. He didn't feel rushed. This was the tone for him. I think this was a great tone setting first 6 points for him all game, and no one else looks to feed him that way. Like Jimmy will make an entry, Tyler will make an entry, but if he kicks it out and says run the rest of the offense, they'll be like, "Cool, you know, we running the rest of the offense." Kyle, no, like operate, make them do something, make them, you know, respond to you. So I thought that was good. Go ahead. So okay. So Tyler here, boom. So a little bit of the clunkiness, right? Some of the space pause. So Tyler passes it into Bam. Can you run it back for me one more time? Yep. And then you're gonna watch them have like half a pause, and then they're gonna start to cut on top of each other a bit. So go ahead. He makes the entry, and then they'll freeze, and then PJ's gonna cut, and then Jimmy's gonna cut, and then pause, and then like. You know, by this time they're kind of already clear, but you have time running off. now you're putting him in a position to where he has to hold it a little bit longer. Whereas, you know, maybe if they cut or do things differently, exchange, you know, do something else, you know, they have a bit more space. Go ahead. They end up clearing it out. You get Tyler Bam with the possibility of having his whole space. And then Kyle loses his ball because he was going to pass the ball to Bam because he had him pinned. And I think Kyle was about to make that pass. And then last thing is the Deadman Bam, right? So pause, you have Gabe coming off of this Bam Deadman stagger. Bam is first, Deadman is second, Bam's going to dive. Deadman will kind of space pop a little bit. Go ahead. So now here, pause. So, right, Alf, like you were talking about, this is you have Deadman Bam, but now that's Max in the corner. You have Gabe here, and then I think that's Duncan on the wing. So Gabe and Deadman are going to kind of do a little bit of a some two-man action. What I would have liked to have seen, though, I would have liked to have seen Max from that left corner, vacate, clear to this right, like Bam set this hammer screen, get Max out of that corner so that roll this. Oh, go ahead, Brass. So that he has a bit more space to complete that, and so his man's not there. I think if you send Max on this like baseline screen to this corner, you make that defender run. Let it run one more time. You make Bam's defender have to do something, and then you clear that space out for what you're looking at. But I say all that to say that they did a lot of stuff that I think should, you know, be things that they should be able to feel comfortable in going to consistently, given, you know, that they have their guys. That's it.
See, when I watch that Bam and Deadman play right there, I don't see anything that Deadman's doing that Jimmy, like, he's occupying the Jimmy space, in my opinion. So it's like, that's where I'm like, it's okay for you to play this.
You can do what they do with that defensively. They look really, really good defensively. I think that's where I like to see a lot of it because of like what it looks like.
I love the defensively because, and I think, you know what, let's go to Deadman's garage now, because I think I have one of these blocks where Deadman was just lying in wait because Bam is up there guarding fucking guards and point guards and shit. Let's go ahead. Let's go to Deadman, the mechanic's garage.
Call me.
My favorite though, that old black man that work on everybody's car in the black neighborhood. You know, you need a little carburetor fix or something, you go to him, he be talking to you whole time with his just hanging off his lip. What you got there now? What you got? Yeah, bring that back around about 4 o'clock. There ain't no goddamn problem. I'll put a carburetor on there for you. I used to work out the plant 15 goddamn years. I'll put a carburetor on there for you. Nigga, just bring me back a pair. Boy, you know what, boy? You look like your goddamn daddy. You don't look like you leave.
Okay, a couple things I want to address in the chat before we go further. They are hating your fucking hat, Kenny. What the fuck, bro?
Yeah, so I've been wearing this all season, just nobody could tell. And I promise, nobody wants to see me without a hat. Listen, let me get through this show. Nobody wants to see me without a hat.
Leave him alone.
I seen Kenny without a hat. That shit is a roundabout.
You afraid to get roasted? You can't be afraid to get roasted.
Oh, no, I'm not, but I'm definitely not doing that.
When we talk about heads, I just want to ask quickly, why don't we put pressure on white men to go ahead and just shave it all off like we do black men? Because I got a couple shots of pop tonight, and I know you like, I don't know, but like,
white men don't look, when white men go bald, they look racist most of the time.
Yeah, they already have a choice.
Yeah, it's like when if they just got to keep rock, you know, comb, and they got the comb over that we don't got.
But he don't comb. It's just like it looks like you remember.
Pop don't give a fuck no more.
You ever go to a museum as a child and put your hand in the little static orbs and it kind of
Pop on,
it's either that or the American me. So I'll just go with that.
Pop on, like, you know, old civil rights leaders just had they shit out here. And like, I done did enough. I don't have to shave my head.
Absolutely.
Pop is, when you are established like Pop is, you don't have to do that for nobody.
Yes.
You know. But yeah, and also they look racist when they shave their heads. All right, let's go to the first clip. I gotta figure out. I've been drinking too much tonight. What'd I give you? I know it was a block. Oh, I love this shit. Get the fuck out of here! Look at him! Look at him! Look at him! He's like fucking little Lonnie Walker. Fuck you doing? And I do like Lonnie Walker. Forget that shit. Lonnie Walker tried that second effort shit, and Deadman ain't even leave his feet. He's like, I ain't gonna fuck with my gout off this.
I love
You
that.
you play at the University of Miami. Get the fuck out of here. I enjoyed that one. All right, let's go to the next one.
I thought it was.
What's that?
I said that's not the block I thought it was.
Oh, it's this one. I think. I don't remember.
Yes.
Here you go. Get that shit. See, listen, and this is what I was talking about with Deadman and Bam on the floor together, right?
Yes.
Usually, this is a free dunk because look what Bam has to do. Boom. Get the fuck out of here. And I think they scored on that play, but I don't care.
Yeah, I cut that part out. No one cares about
Yeah,
that.
no, that was a long time ago. Play that again.
This is the shit that like excites me.
There are some things to like about the two big lineup.
Dave,
oh my God. And Bam out here doing his thing. So you can do that. You can have both of those guys out here. And then offensively, like you were saying before, Bond, you have three shooters out there. So the spacing isn't as clunky because shit, that's the same spacing when Bam and Jimmy are out there. So
thank you.
Yeah, but I've always said that when it comes to starting another big, Jimmy's occupying the big spot anyway, so you can't have three of those guys.
Shoot the three than Jimmy.
Oh yeah. When Deadman, I feel way better about it than when Jimmy does. Let's go to the next one, Brad. Oh, here we go. And this is what I'm talking about with the Deadman 3. Look at him. He getting them Tims behind. Those are lugs. They're blue, so they're
Jimmy
lugs.
likes it.
Those are lugs. So he get them lugs behind that 3-point line. Bam out there. Bam rim runs.
Yep.
My man said stretch 5. Fuck your. My man said your boy got a track record of this shit. Why are you not looking at your boy for the stretch 5 position? Play that again.
Play this again.
Look, Bam rim runs, so he knows. Stay on the trail 3. Bang. Oh, you know what? Listen. Fuck. Dirk ain't, he said Dirk ain't got shit on me. The whole bench like call AAA. Let's go. All right, and I believe this is the last one. I did it. We had a big Deadman tonight because I finally got my mechanic shirt.
He played really, really well. He deserved
He did.
it.
He was and best backup 5 in the league, in my opinion. And I believe I'm right. You gonna tell me Andre Drummond? Get the fuck out of here. Andre Drummond doing this? My man came in. He fouled the Jimmy miss. And this is all you expect. This is all you want out your big man, out your backup big. Just clean up the fucking mess. And that's what he did.
Because this man done turned his whole back.
And that's, you know what? And that's why we love the mechanic. We love Mr. Deadman. That's why we devote a whole segment to him. But yeah, like I said, I think he's the best backup big in the league. And when you have all these guys together, and what did Deadman play? He had 15 minutes tonight.
That's all they needed.
He played his ass off for 15
minutes of clips.
Right? 15 minutes and 5 personal fouls. That is a Deadman stat line. 15 minutes, 9 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 blocks, and 5 motherfucking fouls. You got your money's worth tonight.
Absolutely. He went home and had a cigar. Yes, he deserved it.
I did my job. I know I did my shit. And speaking of Deadman, someone said I almost fell asleep mid-sentence. Yeah, I've had way too much drink. To be honest with you, this is not a normal Thursday show for me. Speaking of Deadman, and speaking of the fact that he looks like Black History, it's February. I know I'm throwing Brass off. I apologize. Brass, like, we had a plan for the show, and I don't fuck. It's February. It's Black History Month. If you watched the last show, all month long, Miami Heat beat Hangover Time. We are going to highlight, without any facetiousness, no jokes, no laughter. We are just being very serious about highlighting great moments in Black history with our segment Black in Time. And so let's go, Brass. Let's take the audience Black in Time for another Black History moment.
I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed.
Looking Black in Time.
Born in South Carolina in 1927, Althea Gibson became the first Black American to win a Grand Slam tournament, the French Open in 1956. She went on to win Wimbledon and the U.S. Championship at Forest Hills. In this photo, Gibson blows kisses to a cheering New York City crowd during a 1957 parade in her honor. Fun fact, the officer in this photo was later suspended for hate speech.
This was another edition of Looking Black in Time.
Hey, that's wild, man.
That one was fucking perfect.
That's wild.
That's a heat studio. Yes.
We successfully get him out of our memory. He just comes back.
No,
that was an actual picture from history.
I mean,
don't know what
who
you're
came
talking
back?
The officer, man.
Oh.
we try to forget about all the heinous crimes he was committing.
I just thought it was a fun fact. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Run that back, Brass, because I don't know what they're talking about.
I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed.
Looking Black in Time.
Born in South Carolina in 1927, Althea Gibson became the first Black American to win a Grand Slam tournament, the French Open in 1956. She went on to win Wimbledon and the U.S. Championship at Forest Hills. In this photo, Gibson blows kisses to a cheering New York City crowd during a 1957 parade in her honor. Fun fact, the officer in this photo was later suspended for hate speech.
This was another edition of Looking Black in Time.
I just feel like there's a couple of people in the chat that don't know who the cop is. Which is great. Just think about it. Suspended for hate speech. I just enjoy it.
Man.
Well, we got like 9 more of those, so
they're all gonna get worse. I'm gonna let you know. There was one that I brought, Brass, today, and I was like, "Oh, we can't do it. Yeah, we can't do that one." That was at Jesse Owens Olympics, and I was like, "We can't do that one." How guy would have fit perfectly, but we can't.
Listen, I just want to say, any editing that goes on in these things, Alpha's telling me to do all this shit. Okay, I have no choice.
Let's go back to basketball. Wait, what someone's asking, was it Barrett or Rio? No, that was Barrett.
Well, that feels racist.
Yeah,
that's Leo. We know Leo by now. Leo's a real questionable.
Leo. See, I didn't even realize that was Leo to ask. I would have never highlighted that comment. We appreciate your viewership, Leo, but you're an idiot. I still appreciate.
I wasn't gonna say all that. He's a little racially what's the word I could use?
Insensitive?
Racially insensitive.
Idiotic.
Yeah. He seems to not have a real good thing for black people. I didn't know a real hey. I didn't know like a discreet way to say it.
You're saying when you're on the way home. You're saying when you're on the way home when you're on the way home in Hialeah and you pass a bunch of people with American flags on the corner, you're saying one of them might be Leo.
Just a whole bunch of negro daria city, all this other shit, like a whole bunch of stuff going on.
Shout out to a couple subs we got. One Londono subscribed with Prime, thank you. Hayden Hughes 97 resubscribed 1 month at tier 1. That's 13 straight months for you, so thank you for that. And Kev Season gifted a 1-month tier 1 sub to Royal 07 King. So, yeah.
Yes.
So thank you so much.
Thank you.
We appreciate y'all, Brass. Go ahead, hit him one time with the drip drop.
Gonna hit him one time with a drip drop.
Oh, all right. Now
it's also another thing that I'm like forced to do in here. I do a lot of shit against my will on this show.
No, that is
drip drops and the racist photoshops.
Hey, Leo said he's dark and Hispanic. Like, this is not Miami, and we don't know how they are.
Yeah, they don't really.
Yeah. But next segment.
We'll do that on light skin opinions about people of color because that shit has gotten out of hand. Let's go to the guy of the game. I like Siobhan's face when I said people of color. He was like, ho, ho, ho. Well, listen, we only got one of these, but Duncan was on. I mean, Herro was on some shit tonight. Go ahead, go back, Brass. He was 2 for 3 on these shits. Oh,
we forget about that.
2 for 3. Nah, motherfucker. Gah, you bitch ass. Y'all forgot I could dunk? I just need a wide open lane and no resistance.
We're not doing this in the All-Star game.
I put Tyler in the dunk contest. I've seen enough.
Oh, too much.
But somebody was like, Tyler would be more exciting in the All-Star game, and that's fucking right.
Yeah.
I don't want to see Jimmy passing out of layups.
I just said exactly.